As the COVID-19 strikes us, we are more aware about this virus and we are thinking how will we protect ourselves and do we have to change some of the intraoperative habits during phacoemulsification. And this was one very nice experiment done at Bristol Eye Hospital, and they suggested many things including very useful suggestion of using HPMC to cover the incision and the ocular surface to reduce the aerosol and also aspirating out some of the fluid at the start. Apart from that, I think one more thing which I noticed while going through the internet is that MIT has this video and they were studying the aroma which comes after the first rain, and they found that this aroma may be related to production of aerosol which is carrying these aromatic molecules inside it. So they conducted these experiments. You can go through these experiments in detail in this video also, and they found that as the raindrop or water strikes the surface, it leads to creation of aerosols, and they also may carry bacteria and viruses which may cause certain diseases apart from causing these aromatic changes. So if we use this particular knowledge in our surgery, many times we release these jets of fluid on the ocular surface to clean the ocular surface. Also during the vigorous maneuvers, we find sometimes these droplets are seen on the objective of the microscope, and they are not always visible like this. Many times there are very tiny droplets which are formed, which can be seen at the end of the surgery. And phacoemulsification may not be the only procedure which might be causing this aerosol. So we have to also think about the jets of fluid, how to avoid that. So do not spray any fluid over the ocular surface. Try to be as gentle as possible while putting these drops. You can use a larger cannula, but put these drops very gently. Many times we need to do this to remove the meibomian secretions or some dirt over the ocular surface. And after that, cover the ocular surface completely, not just the cornea but also the conjunctiva with 2% HPMC. We have already used betadine for the preparation, so there is no need to repeat it again here, and it may be toxic also when you are incising the cornea, so it may go inside the chamber. Whenever you are priming the cannula, as I showed here, you always prime the cannula outside. Priming of cannula is important because we don't want to inject any air bubble inside at times. So for priming, always push the fluid outside, don't push it over the ocular surface. All the maneuvers which are done under the HPMC are generally quite safe. Even for hydrodissection cannula, again prime the cannula outside, don't push anything over the ocular surface. Again, before starting the phacoemulsification procedure, replenish the OVD. Try to go to the opposite side and then try to push out all the fluid from the anterior chamber which might have formed. Then again prime the phacoprobe as I am showing here, not closer to the ocular surface but away from it, so this jet of fluid doesn't hit the ocular surface. And once you introduce your phaco tip inside the anterior chamber, then start the irrigation. Thus this avoids the jet of fluid on the ocular surface. And as you noticed here that the HPMC has to be covering not just corneal surface but also over the sleeve. Once you start phaco, you ask your assistant to start a stopwatch of 1 minute, and so that whenever there is a beeper, you know that you have done phaco for 1 minute, and then that is the time to replenish HPMC, particularly over the sleeve area or the incision area. But apart from that, also during this procedure, keep an eye on the sleeve and see if there is loss of HPMC over this, and if you can see some fluid movement around this area, I think you can just stop and ask your assistant to replenish that particular part with 2% HPMC. And as you can see here, the timer is coming closer to 1 minute, there is a beeper sound and the assistant will put more HPMC over the sleeve and over the incision area. And again the stopwatch has started for another minute. And if you take more time, again you have to put some HPMC. Again, while removing the probe, remember, stop the irrigation so that when you withdraw the probe, there is no jet of fluid going over the ocular surface. Again, prime your IA probe outside, away from the ocular surface, and then introduce your IA probe inside. During irrigation aspiration, usually the chances of aerosol formation are quite less, but again when you are removing the IA probe, make sure that you are stopping the irrigation and then withdrawing the probe. All the maneuvers under HPMC are quite safe, so you can inject the IOL under HPMC. Again, as you can see here, for visco removal I don't have to prime the IA probe, so I directly entered and then started the irrigation and then washed off all the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber. So we have to change certain habits during our procedure and avoid any jet of fluid while you are hydrating the incision. So very gentle and slow hydration of the incision is more than enough for making these incisions tight and watertight incisions. So there is no need to push a lot of fluid with force over the surface again. We know that the chances of COVID-19 spread through the ocular surface may be very minimal, but still I think it is best to stay safe and take maximum precautions.